Hey, so I got a new song here, and I actually got this from a student. A student came in, and she went. It's a nice beginner student, whatever. Elementary school student, and I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool." She did it a couple times. And then I added like a compliment, if that was a melody. And I went, "Oh, that's a pretty good song." And then I said, "Well, I'll write a line right now in front of you to answer that line." She said this. Did it a couple times. Then I said backwards, back to her. And then she answered back to me. And then she went. I don't know if she did it all the way, but I know that she went at least F to G, just a regular 3-note chord, which, by the way, I'm playing with fingers 1, 2, 4, not 1, 3, 5, like all the basic old books. These wrong. It should be 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4 fingers. Right? So, from this beginning, I think she went, and then I might have added that chord. And right then and then, we decided that would be titled, "We Are Just Good Friends." We are just good friends. I said to her, I am going to make a song, a big song, on that little part that I just played right there. I'm going to take that idea and develop it. It's a D in there for Studio E, but develop it. Development is such an important thing in a songwriting thing. If you're just going to play the same chords over and over and over again, and you're not going to go anywhere with them, no one is going to want to listen to it. But if you take those same chords, and it could be just 2 or 3 chords, and you melodically and maybe inverting the chords and whatever, and even make fraction chords in the bass off of those same chords, all those things make the song interesting and develop it and build it and make your mood and everything get higher or down or whatever you want. It takes you faster or slower, whatever you want. It is a harmony of development, making things happen as they start as a small idea. That's a very small idea right there. And then even developing it right there. Oh, she did it twice. And then me taking it a little farther and developing it here. And she getting back and developing it a little more. And then development into the "We Are Just Good Friends." It's the title. We are just good friends. We are just good friends. And then I added, "We are just good friends," because I wanted to do a development off of that. And I wanted to E minor it. It's kind of a mystery, like, what's next? And then instead of playing a C down at the bottom, I said, I have to chord it. What do I want to chord it? C and then F, which made sense. So it was just C and F. Okay, so wait, let me grab. All right, so that was the introduction to the song. We Are Just Good Friends. I have to bing as to where we can talk about it. So there's that beginning. Again. And NC, no chord. There's no chord going on in here. And then she answered back. And then there's a chord. F, G, A. Let's just forget this now for now. So I'll play on A. F, G, A. Just forget this now. Just play on A. F, G, A. Just forget this in between now. F, G, E minor. But then look what I did. Instead of going to a normal, you would think it's... No, I went a fraction. I used the same chord, C, and I'm playing bass here, but instead of playing a C in the bass, I played an E in the bass. It's still a C chord on the top. But doesn't it sound cool? And it happens to be really close to F. And watch if I invert F, down 1, it's already down 1. Look how close it is to that first one. C with an E bass to F. Ha! But look, it's the inversion of F down. Remember, I'm not playing full chords, just playing 3-note chords right here. But I am writing them. I'm writing them, and that's what I think of them. Full chords. Look at that. Look at those full chords. F, G, A. 4-note chords. They're 3-note chords with an added octave. That's what a full chord is. So a 3-note chord with an added octave. So F, G, A. Don't forget that. Don't forget there are all these little 30-second notes. Don't think about them right now. E minor. Then, as I said, C with E bass. I'm playing an octave. Same thing. Here we go. There it turns to F. See, I made this an F chord. And then here we go. That E bass. E bass. I like the E bass on the C. I like the E bass on the C. And then F. Wait a minute, hold it. Major 7, 2, 6. Look at all those. All the possible additions you can have in a major 7. It's a happy song. We are just good friends. A happy song. So on the F, you can put all of them. And on the G, you can put all of them. And on the A, you can put all of them. Is it even happier when you put the 2 in there and everything? All right. So anyways, we'll be talking about some of these additions here. But we just get this. And then F, and then F, G, A. And then F, G, A. And then forget that F, G, A. F, G, A, all these fun things, F, G, E minor. I had not only an octave and an E bass instead of a C bass to develop it a little bit, but I had a little walk down though. It used to just be that, right? Now I added. Listen to what happens in it. Watch. Oh man, 4/3. It's like a Seuss thing. Seuss. They're all right here. You see these Seusses right here? Seuss, F, Seuss, F. Then we are just good friends. So let's just take it back a little bit. It goes, I developed it from this beginning. Development of music is so important to go somewhere, even within the same type of section. Like we're in this section right now, the verse. We are just good friends. We are just good friends. We are just good friends. That's the part to develop into this. Octaves. With that little walk down. Seuss. F Seuss. It's right here. All that, and that's so pretty. And that is an E with its E bass, and then as I say, G Seuss G, F Seuss F. Then we are just good friends. And then there's a fill, just good friends. Those are the riffs that are playing on the 4 and the 3, but it's really cool. I'm mixing it in here in your brain now. We are just good friends. You see those full chords, those octaves? You can see if it picks it up on the screen or on the screen or on the what's it called? I don't know. Anyways, this then goes into a wild section that is completely different. But that's the whole thing about development. You can start and you can develop that whole section as far as you need, and then you can just boom into a whole different thing that still reflects back on part A. So you have the development of part E you need to get that far in order to jump to part B. And when you're in part B, you're going to talk about part A. And then you can go to part C, D, whatever you want to. But that is the brilliance of music. You can have these huge sections of development, starting from a little thing, end of that section, starting from another little thing, And then the second, like a chapter, then another section, another chapter. To do that is fun, but it kind of takes like organization. Like you got to think in your mind, like what I got to do is I got to do that in order to be able to do it right, to organize it. So I'm going to put these development things in sections. And so as I'm writing, I've got to remember, okay, that's in section A, or that's in section B, or that's an idea for section A, or that's an idea for section B. Or maybe I'm going to just reflect section B to section A in such a way that it's just different but cool. Of the song was so important as it went from this part that I was just doing into a completely different part. Different, completely. And that's the part that's great, is it's so different from the first part. However, when it switches into this new part, which I'm looking for right now, here it is right here. And I remember going, we are just good friends, in full chords, full chords. It's an F, G, A, but I've been doubling the top down to the bottom, making octave chords full, from a regular 3 to a 4-note chord, even though there's only still 3 letters. But it's called full here in Studio E. And it is, this is an F chord, this is a G chord, this is an A chord. We are just good friends, we are just good friends. And then the E minor chord, we are just good, when it goes F, G, E minor. That's right here, E minor. What could I do to develop the song? Go further with this song. Because I was going to take this, this little song and make it bigger. And I was going to, what they call develop it in music. And that's like go to a next section or whatever. And instead, I was going to completely change keys to a section which was like this. I remember I just went, we are just good friends, we are just good friends. I went an augmented fourth from that E. I went, but I wanted to make something different into a different key, and I really jumped an augmented fourth from E to A sharp, but then I'm inharmonically making it to B flat now because I'm now in B flat. And look what I did. I talk a lot about flats here. Here is flats. Look what, and then look at this line right here. And look at this line right here. It's all octave. Both hands are doing the same thing. Here it goes again, right here. I know there's in-betweens. I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but look at this next part. Notice there's N, C, no chords, no chord. All octaves, but then look at, this is great. I am actually doing a section that is has nothing to do with the chord. I don't hear we are just good friends. No. However, at this one, and then since it's doing this like kind of bridgy type middle part of, where did that come from? I don't know. Part of the development, because once I've established into all these flats, and then I end it like, and then I can hit this after this. Look at this right here. B. I'm coming right out of the all flat stuff, and it works that I can go to B, D flat, E flat. We are just good friends. It's development into a we are just good friends part that is in a different key. Before it was, now it became, or before it was, now by going, a completely different part, added into we are just good friends. I like this part. Then all of a sudden it goes, we are just good friends. And we are back in the We Are Just Good Friends part. We are just good friends. We are just good friends. That is so cool, right? So I've got this part, which I guess you could call it a bridge before I'm going to back into a chorus. Just good friends. We are just good friends. As soon as you start saying that, you're in chorus land there. Definitely chorus land. But that bridge, that in-between part, and there is a space in between it. Space. Space. Didn't go all in next to each other. It was just space and 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Watch. 2, 3, 4. We are just good friends. We're back there in it. We are just good friends. A chorus. It's a chorus of We Are Just Good Friends. Not a verse, but a chorus. And you'll see why it's a chorus when I show you the development of that last part I was just singing. We Are Just Good Friends. That chorus part develops into a whole thing, another development. But in order to get to that development, I was talking about each section of a song should be developed. And then go to another section. Start developing again. Go to another. But that plan, if you have that plan in your mind, that's a good idea to have a plan like that in your mind. Have that in your mind so you know what direction you're going, kind of an outline. To have an outline to a song in your mind. And so then you can work on each section differently. Like you don't have to complete section 1 or section 2. No, you can experiment going to a new section and then go back to another section and develop that. So it makes the whole song so great because it has all these different sections. And I label them as a verse or a chorus, and then sometimes there's a bridge. And it's a section that can't be defined as a verse or a chorus, but yet it has to get from the verse to the chorus. And that's what I consider this section. And I had it for years in my mind after going, we are just good friends, we are just good friends, we are just good friends. And I would always go, rest, rest, rest. And then one year I actually did something during the rest. And that is, I gotta take it. I was hiding a little bit on the music here. When I started, I developed in between rhythm things. And one was this. And it was just a cute little play between the A flat 7 going to an A flat, a D flat with an A flat bass to an A flat chord. And then another one was a little bit of a little riff. That was this one right here. And then this one riff right here was. I'm taking the third finger and the fifth finger and I'm hitting it I'm on E flat. Remember we're going. So I want to do some in A flat here because I'm right here. Then I'm going. I'm in the G flat mode and I'm going to do this part. This little in between that's right here. And then I'm located on E flat right now. This part, a little minor, from minor, E flat minor to an E flat bass fraction of an A flat chord with an E flat bass. And then I did because since that part repeats, I didn't want to do the same thing twice. So here I go. And I do this little riff. Like a little answer to all these things. So let's take it back here. So it goes like this. It goes. That little section that, right? And then this part down here, this little. That little part in between. And then watch this. Right? And the same line of this, bridge. Then I do the same thing again. A flat. There's the A flat right there. Going to page it here. Ooh, whoa. Here we go. Same little riff. See how I put my thumb on there? I put 5th and 3rd, and I put my thumb. I'm dealing with the blues street of E flat in this, so I'm gonna thumb down between them 4, and then minor 3, and then little minor, and then whoa! I have to undo something. I hit something. I always sometimes hit this. Oh, thanks. Sorry. I hit something and it modified something in the music, because you can do that easily on these programs. It's really cool. This is a MIDI note program. The notes, the clear notes. That's what I'm trying to show. They're not that hard. Look at that E flat, just holding down. Here you go. Look at the E flat. The E flat holds down. Just the top changes. Then octave and everything, no chord. And then that's way up there, E flat. But it would normally be way off in the scale here. The highest one you can fit of E flat and G flat, way up there. And then we're just good friends. And I have this little riff in between there. We are just good friends. A little riff in between there. We are. And we are just good friends. And then this is the next part. Wow, that's really great, isn't it? That is showing a bridge breaking into a chorus. That's so cool. Why? Because, watch, once I've gone onto the flats, they're all flats now. Watch with this common tone here. We are just good friends. No way. We are just good friends. I've got a chorus going here. We just go just good friends. But I bridged to it with the part of, which took us out of, and this sudden part. I went a augmented 4th away. I went from E to A sharp, which is enharmonic, B flat. I just made this little riff with breaks in between. Break in between. Why? Because eventually, because now I was all on the flat side, I'm going to chorus it with a common tone. If it's enharmonic of E flat to D sharp, it becomes a B chord, D flat chord, E flat. In this key, it used to be F. Now it's no, we are just good friends. And it goes back. I was just fooling there, but this is. What do you do in between there? Those breaks, I made different little middle parts. The first one was in an A flat, because the first one lands on A flat. So I'm like, what am I going to do? A flat. Here we go. The really common 7 to an A flat, to D flat with an A flat bass, to an A flat. And then the second one I went, this little riff. Now look at that. I took my 3rd and my 5th finger on the 5th, and I'm dealing with the E flat blues street, E flat blues street. And I'm gonna go from the 4 to the +4, but using my 3rd finger to go by my thumb in there, under, and then 3rd, 2nd finger on minor 3rd. So the first one landed on A flat, so I'm gonna do that A flat, D flat with an A flat bass. The second one I'm gonna go, that's the second riff, and then I'm gonna go that little tricky riff that I just told you. The first of this part, I'm gonna go. It's a comment from the minor to the minor. Instead of we'll do the minor, because we're in all flats here. There's no G in there. There's a G flat, right? Riff. That's right here. But the second time I do it, do a little licker. It's a little filler. So I went little Second time, middle. Ha! Same thing as before. Go to this next page. Little riff in between. Here we go. Amen. And then the little finish riff. A little. Why? Because we're going to go, we are just good friends.